What's up, Heat fans? This is the Heat Report by Chat Sports, and on today's video, we are breaking down the winners and losers from the Heat's preseason because it is officially over, and we turn our eyes to Wednesday evening where the Heat will take on the Detroit Pistons to start their 2023 NBA season. Before we jump into my full winners and losers from the Heat's preseason, I want to make sure you guys subscribe to the channel because we're going to be live for as many Heat games as possible. We will be live for Wednesday night's game against the Detroit Pistons. So hit that sub button, hit the notification icon as well so you never miss a beat of Miami Heat news, rumors, and watch parties. It's going to be a fun season. So join the channel and enjoy the long run ride. All right, let's talk about our first winner, and it is Tyler Herro. The young man out of Kentucky in his fifth season is starting to look the part as the shooter that we thought he once could be. I mean, he's always had a good stroke and Jesus. But he has always been good at getting to his spots, scoring. And in the preseason so far, it has only been like that. He has been so good at getting to his spots, hitting his jumpers. You know, in the final preseason game against the Rockets, he struggled a little bit, scored 13 points on 10 shots. The efficiency is not great. Let's be honest. It just is not good there. But in the other two preseason games, he dropped 22 against Charlotte and 30 against Memphis. So in the three preseason games he played, really 2.5, I like what I've seen out of Tyler. I think he's going to be ready to take a leap in his fifth season during the NBA, jump up that points per game to possibly 24, 25. And I've been on record saying this, and I'm going to stand by it. I think that Tyler Herro is going to be an NBA All-Star this year. I think the Heat are going to have two people represent them at the All-Star game, Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro. You might think that Jimmy Butler, but I don't think Jimmy's going to play enough games, and we know how Jimmy likes to get in the NBA regular season, at least early on. He doesn't try as much. He likes to go troll Jimmy Butler. But Bam and Tyler, I think both of them are going to average 23, 24 points per game, be efficient. And if the Heat have a good enough record at the All-Star break, I think Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo are both going to be in the All-Star game this year. I expect a big year from Tyler. I'm very excited to watch 14 take a leap in his fifth season. Before we move on, though, I want to hear what you guys have to say. Who is the biggest winner from the Heat's preseason? 5 games down. We're on to Detroit on Wednesday. Let me know who the biggest winner is in your eyes. I'll say the number one loser, in my opinion, and if you guys follow the channel, you know how much this hurts me to say this. It's Nikola Jovic. He actually played a decent game against the Houston Rockets. He had some tough layups, a couple mid-range jumpers. But the problem that I've seen with Jovic, after injuring his knee in the first preseason game against Charlotte and missing 2, but when he came back against the Brooklyn Nets and against the Houston Rockets, he looked out of control at times. A lot of turnovers, missed some three-pointers badly, a couple air balls, one that hit the backboard first, a straight-on 3 that was semi-open, literally hit the backboard first. Jovic has got to slow himself down a little bit. I feel like he's racing, not really getting into the flow of the game, I should say. And players will always say that it is a moment that clicks. It's a moment where things slow down. They see the court move slower, and not everything is so sped up. Jovic hasn't hit that point yet. He's still 20 years old, second year in the league. I thought he was going to be a main contributor on this team and be a part of the rotation. I don't really think he is going to be a main contributor anymore. It's unfortunate. I think he'll play early on because of the injury to Haywood Highsmith, where he has a knee sprain and will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. But I don't expect Jovic to take a leap in his second year and be someone that averages 10, 12 points. He'll be lucky to average 6 or 7. He'll make smart basketball plays, get rebounds, push the floor, find open guys in the flow of the offense. But he's not going to be the star in his second year. Maybe that third year is where he takes the leap, but I don't think it's going to be in the second year based off what we saw in this preseason. Before we move on and talk about 2 more winners and 1 more loser, I got to show some love to our sponsor on today's show, and that is PrizePicks. If you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS, you get a first deposit match up to $100. You don't have to play pros or sharks like you do on other daily fantasy sports apps. You just play the numbers. Pick 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you could watch the winnings roll in. During the final Heat preseason game, I went with these. I unfortunately lost. I took Jalen Green more than and Kyle Lowry less than points. Those two got right, but I did not get Tyler Herro more than 20.5 points right. So unfortunately, I lost. But I'm still going to play Prize Picks all year long, and I'll have my selections for Wednesday night against the Detroit Pistons. Easy withdrawals, don't have to worry about a thing, and an enormous amount of projections that make playing daily fantasy sports so much fun. So one more time, go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for first deposit match up to $100. I play Prize Picks. I'm going to play it all season long. So make sure you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS, get that first deposit match up to $100, and play with me on the Heat all year long. Winner number 2, Bam Adebayo. The big man is starting to look more and more comfortable offensively. We know what Bam brings to the table defensively. I think he's the best defender in the planet, and I don't really think it's close, to be honest. Yeah, Victor Wembanyama, Evan Mobley, and Giannis are right there, but I do think that Bam is the best at switching 1 through 5, deflecting, and just being an absolute menace defensively. But the reason why he's a winner is because of how comfortable he looks offensively. He really looks so good in the mid-range. He's really developed that mid-range 15-foot jumper really well over the past 2 to 3 seasons, and it's allowed the Heat to get to the conference finals and NBA finals because he's taken that step offensively. Why I expect him to take another leap? Because he is more efficient, more confident, and his jumper just looks more pure. No wasted movements, easy right into it, smooth jumper from Adebayo. I love what I've seen from Bam. I think he's going to take another step offensively. I'm excited for 13. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, I think he's going to average 22, 23 with 10 rebounds while playing that elite defense. He'll be in that All-Star game representing the Miami Heat alongside Tyler Herro, in my opinion, but maybe it's Jimmy Butler. Loser, it's unfortunately 18th overall pick from this past NBA draft, Jaime Jaquez Jr. And the reason why he's a loser is just because of the injury, right? Like, he played very well in the Heat's first preseason game against the Charlotte Hornets, showcased elite footwork and a knack for scoring, even against bigger guards or bigger guys guarding him. At 6'6", Jaime Jaquez Jr. can play big as a 2, or he can play small as a 4, or just be that backup 3 to Jimmy Butler. But the thing that makes him a loser is that he suffered that groin injury the day after the Charlotte Hornets game in practice. It held him out of the remaining 4 preseason games for Miami, and I don't know where he's going to be left in rotation. I actually expect Jaime Jaquez Jr. to miss the Heat's preseason game, or Heat's first season game, against the Detroit Pistons. It's disappointing, but I do feel like he's going to miss that, and that's why I'm concerned, right? Like, where is he going to fit in this rotation? He hasn't been able to play a lot against NBA talent. He played in Summer League, and he played in training camp, obviously, and he's practiced a little bit, but he's been held out for 2 weeks now. Is he going to come back? When is he going to come back? And is he going to be effective right off the jump? Coming back from a groin injury is nothing to play with. But let me know, who's the biggest loser from the Heat preseason? Is it Nikola Jovic? Is it Jaime Jaquez Jr.? Is it someone like Drew Smith, who all of you guys know my thoughts on Drew Smith? I don't think he should deserve that final roster spot. But let me know who you guys think is the biggest loser. Shout out that show, The Biggest Loser, in the comment section. The reason why I don't think that he deserves that last roster spot, I'm talking about Drew Smith, is because I think this man right here, Jamal Cain, does. He is a winner. And he did not play in the Heat's final preseason game against the Rockets due to an illness, and that definitely hurt his chances to make that final roster spot. But Jamal Cain played so dang good against the Spurs, against the Grizzlies, against the Nets, where I think he did enough to earn that final roster spot. He's on that 2-way deal. I think he gets elevated. Roster cut-down day is tomorrow, or today, So if Jamal Cain ends up getting that final roster spot, we'll let you know, which is why you subscribe. But I think Jamal Cain will end up getting this roster spot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can clown me in the comment section. if I'm saying this now, but I'll let you guys know if that is not the case. But he's been such a menace on the boards. He's gotten double-digit boards in multiple games. And against the Spurs, he went 6 of 8 from beyond the arc. His three-point shot has improved so much. It's been the biggest thing that stood out to me is like I noticed how comfortable he is shooting that three ball. And if that's the case, he's going to be able to make an impact in these Heat rotations during the NBA season when there's a couple guys out with an injury. We know Jimmy Butler's going to miss games. Can Jamal Cain step in and be that guy? Or if Caleb Martin misses some games during the season, or Haywood Highsmith. Cain, I feel confident in his ability to step in and play because he's athletic. He'll rebound offensively. He'll rebound defensively. He's a smart defender. He can't really handle the ball, but when that three-point shot is looking as good as it has in the preseason, he's going to be able to get minutes and make a difference for the Miami Heat, which is why he is a winner in my eyes. That does it for today's show, but to close out this show, the season is here. It is here. And if you're excited for the regular season, spam me in the comment section. Also, if you spam me, that makes me realize that you stayed out and watched the entire video, and you're a real one. So spam me. I'll show you some love in the comment section if you are spamming me, because the season is less than 4 days away. Pistons, Heat, Wednesday night. We will be live. Make sure you subscribe, join the channel, and be ready to get rowdy for the Heat's opening game against the Detroit Pistons.